Something you don't like to talk about is your past, right? But the past is a setup for your future. So when asked today to feed Chat GPT from the D with my prior experiences and work history, life challenges and small wins on 347 the billionaire journey of Adriane Mays, what up though? I knew I had to provide real talk information so that you can attract other people with similar backgrounds. So I'm a hard worker from Detroit, Michigan, born and raised, went to Cook Elementary School, went to St. Bellarmine, went to Renaissance High School, what up though, Detroit, played basketball, ran track and played volleyball in high school and college, went to Murray State University, ran track on a 4-year track scholarship and played basketball for the Lady Racers at Murray State University in Murray, Kentucky, majoring in electromechanical engineering and mastering in business. And from there, went to manage my cousin Chris Bosh, who played with the Toronto Raptors, his nonprofit organization in Toronto, in Dallas, in Detroit, in Dayton, Ohio, in Montgomery, Alabama, as well as in Jackson, Mississippi, with the Frida Bosh, Joel Bosh, Chris Bosh, Noel Bosh, the Chris Bosh Foundation. So we provided educational programs and ticket programs to allow people to go to basketball games. I sat courtside with NBA, met some of the superstars of the world in the NBA world. And with the Chris Bosh Foundation, we put together basketball camps, clinics. We put together camps up in Toronto. We put camps together in Dallas and Atlanta and Alabama. We positioned Chris Bosh and leveraged his opportunity as a Hall of Famer now. But in those years, I was there. And so after working with him for 7 years, I moved back to Detroit, Michigan, and I started my own nonprofit organization, CCC Because We Care Foundation, in 2009, as well as Community Connect Consulting, where the goal was to help other players in regards to their organization, having someone they can trust to be able to get things done. And I was doing grant writing. I was talking to other people, doing speaking engagements, and needed more funding, right? Finances became an issue. So that's what led to me becoming a insurance representative with Bankers Life and Casualty in Livonia, Michigan. Did well there, was actually one of the top individuals there and focused on sales of life insurance and for our community and being able to protect our community, and tried to do both. That's how my mortgage career came, because of the making more money with mortgages. So started with Quicken Loans, and was a loan originator with Quicken Loans, and then actually went into underwriting, then went into the sales. But then COVID happened. I had a plan when I was working at Rocket Mortgage for a 5-year plan to get enough money to self-fund my CCC Because We Care Foundation, because writing grants and getting funding, it was always a grind. But from COVID happening, I had eczema, and I went to my doctor, and they asked me, if I had to choose if I could go into the office full time, and I chose being the change. I chose to walk away from my 6-figure job at Rocket Mortgage, now Quicken Loans, Rocket, whatever, downtown Detroit, Michigan, and start being the Change LLC. Started in August 2021. Hired my business partner, my Unica Gaines, as well as my sister, her daughter, and took everything on. Thought I could do it all. There was a lot of responsibilities I didn't know that a billionaire company like Rocket was taking care of. And I thought I could handle it with cold calling, getting new clients, getting new leads, being a part of Nexa Mortgage, which had over 130 different companies I could work for, learning their processes, trying to encourage people about home ownership, understand equity, how to do purchases, putting on the webinars, and just not knowing that there was a lot that was going to be when starting your own mortgage brokerage. If you wanted to be a billionaire, at the time it was millionaire, but if a billionaire, impossible. I remember Rico DeMay actually helped out with our first Facebook ad campaign. Amazing. Brad is doing it with Rico DeMay, and my guy Mo, November 2021. That opened my eyes to what Facebook's opportunity could provide. I got over 120 leads in an hour sitting. So saying that paid ads doesn't work is a lie. It works. And so that helped out generate business and turn it to business, and kept us self-sustaining for a while. But then that's what opened my eyes to the digital marketing journey. Not having as much pressure for the mortgages as the rates were starting to go up. The clients were in, and then we lost one of the lost his loan for a week, which led me into a mental frenzy or what have you. So I had to make a choice, and I chose me at the time. Stressed. I couldn't do mortgages anymore. I broke down. It was So I put my all into trying to figure out this digital marketing journey. So I could say, if I can figure out a way to still make our dreams come true financially with digital marketing, that's what I wanted to do. So I got into Profit Singularity, got kicked out of Google Ads by not knowing what to do. Then I got into Commission Hero, got kicked out of Facebook ads, not going through the steps, going too fast, not slowing down. Then I found Ambassador, Chris Luck, and it was an organic program. But his focused more so on blog writing. So did that for a couple of months. And the finances weren't coming over fast enough, where in the trust and family and everything was being, and finances are going down. I found Daniel Chu in 2022 doing a YouTube. I remember in my loft watching him on YouTube with the Jonathan Montoya program. And I text messaged him and he text messaged me back. And, that's what the beginning of me with Daniel Chu. So he said, Adriane, I got you, literally in 2022. So, I focused in, and then they were transitioning to Wealth Warriors, Jonathan Montoya. I started with Zach Crawford with MCS and started there with $1 Million Challenge MCS. And, just then from there, they were starting their own coaching program. So they were transitioning into things and finances. I didn't have to keep investing at the time and getting no results. So what ended up happening, I tried to go do it on my own. I went into another Ad Labs, which was another Facebook ad program for a few months, and with Amit Sharma, and still understanding how getting consistency but needing results. And so the dream of having CCC Because We Care Foundation be flourishing needed financing. So I, kept looking, kept searching. I got in part of BAM program, Josh Osborne, and, even tried to work with him full time as making $180,000 a year. Thought I was going to get an opportunity for a job, but it didn't make that one work. Then Home Business Academy came through there and was doing all these different things I was doing, but no quality yet. I couldn't make it work as of yet. So life happened in the midst of that. Finance is still going down. Having to move out of my loft June 2023, moving into storage, moving into my office, being frustrated, not being able to go to my mother's house because, again, her internet never worked. And I was in digital marketing, not being able to have solutions. My business partner losing, that timing. It was just a lot going on. I found Billie Jean's program right after I got my DUI September 30th, 2023, doing too much. And October 21st, 2023, I found Billie Jean's AI program, his 10-day AI business plan. I was sold. I was like, okay, AI, this is going to help me get through this. And not knowing what I didn't know after making a bad decision of drinking and driving for the third time. And this time, I had to still dealing with finances, still trying to make things work, trying to put faith back into people, and just had to keep going. So January 2024, Billie Jean's class 13, met some great people, was actually a leader with his AI 16-week business program, this AI agency opportunity, learned about Go High Level, learned all these different tools about AI and how it's going to change the world, and, fulfilled that program and realized full circle that mortgages came right back into the play. I was running from something I couldn't run from, which was my past. And so graduated as from an AI genius with Billie Jean's program in April 2024 and started doing presentations, met with Billionaire from Loan Factory, then got excited. It was like, okay, I'm going to do mortgages. And then wasn't able to get licensed because of the DUI I got in September 30th. So then I had to go back and figure out but all of this time was going in between. And so when I couldn't get things done financially with doing the mortgages because I couldn't get licensed because, again, I had the DUI September 30th, 2023, Ekin was like, smile, don't blink, photo booth, Adriane. So August 2024, I put my head down. I was like, smile, don't blink, photo booth. This is what's going to help bring me finances. So send out proposals. We got, we're trying to connect with people to help capture life's moments. Because these moments were moments I knew I never was going to forget. But I wanted to, with birthday parties, we had conferences, we had different seminars. We got things going with Smile, don't blink, photo booth with Raw Finances in. And December 29th, my son's, Tasha's 16th birthday, I never forget, it was one of the last photo booth events of the 2024. And it was I knew it was going to be special. And so then tax season started 3 weeks later, Tax Extraordinary, Unica Gains. allowed me to take and work with the business and become a manager, work with the digital piece and put out content on a consistent basis. And so we've been doing that consistently. And then Daniel Chu popped back up into my life. And I was like, I need to make this digital marketing journey work. March 21st, 2025, invested into the POP program. And knowing that I have so many different things I have to take care of. But if I just put my head down, focus on taxes, Smile Don't Blink photo booth, and getting this digital marketing journey, that is what's going to actually help me get here. How did I get here? Was making choices. And some of the choices, not the greatest. If I can go back and change things, I probably will make some different changes, but I'm here. And through it all, I can say that if anything, I've gotten stronger within the time frame, because what I know now, what I didn't know then, is there's something about faith. When God has a plan for you, you just have to trust it and go with it. And I've learned that having consistency, doing something mentally, loving myself, closing out the doors and all the negative talk and just putting my head down to do the work, investing in the inner circle and getting a part of POP and having Daniel Chu and Nathan Bokers lead me the way, I am confident that I will get to my billionaire goal. I am confident that I will reach and get out of debt in 2025. I will live again after fulfilling everything needed for this probation that I'm under, making bad decisions, as right now, 17 months sober as of April 25th, 2025. Today is my nephew's birthday. What up, though? Dalen Matthews, Enika Gaines' son, my business partner, who is an angel in this process, because without her, I couldn't have gotten this far. So I'm thankful that God has put the angels along the way for me to become a better me. And I'm doing this to have real estate professionals not have to go through the same things that I went through. There's money in different areas. I've done a lot of different things, but focusing on real estate is because, again, that's so many of the greats. Robert, even if you think about our 47th president of Donald Trump, he has so many different real estate opportunities, and that's where the money is. If you can understand how to brand yourself and market yourself in a positive way, there's a way that you can actually do that. And with digital real estate and with this POP community, there's coaches and there's a 7, 8, 9-figure team that's already done it, been through the trenches, has their own story, but telling your story and being honest, open, and willing to take the blunt of failing and first attempt and learning and learning again and learning again. Change happens when change happens. So again, Chat GPT from the D, as I sit here and do the homework in regards to getting things prepared on why I started, my prior experience, how I'm going to help high ticket real estate professionals learn that going through POP Way, having a professional digital storefront and being ready for change is a daily process. I'm going to be here to help guide people to the POP community to know that the best thing is learning how to have passive income in due time. So that's my story. Adriane Mays, chapter 45, and April 25th, 2025, day 347 of the Billionaire Journey. It's been a journey and it's not over. It's just getting started. And I'm humbly grateful to be open and honest that I don't have the materialistic things that I used to have or that I did before, but I'm growing to the billionaire mindset was already set day 52. So I'm now just consistently growing and grinding and building and loving me, learning me, trusting me, and trusting the process and doing the work. Because without doing the work, there's no action, there's no results. So that's my story, Adriane Mays. I wanted to make sure I was live posting this so I can be able to document the journey, because my mother always told me to write a book. Adriane, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to my different angels. My sister, I talked to her yesterday. Caitlin, her daughter, was one of the most intricate parts of that kept me going. And Enika Gaines, the angel in my life, I've disappointed. I've said one thing, and when you say something, your word is your bond. And that's how I grew up. And each day, until I get to the goal, I'm going to keep going. I can. I will. I shall be victorious. Thank you for all of those that sacrificed for me along the way, because I'm going to get there. Deuces.